where the silence falls. Echoes of laughter haunt these walls. Memories linger like whispers in the night. Every corner feels empty without your light. A heart once whole, now shattered and torn. Every day feels like the calm before the storm. Chasing shadows of the moments we shared. In this world of sorrow, I'm lost and bare. A heart once whole, now shattered and torn. Every day feels like the calm before the storm. Chasing shadows of the moments we share. In this world of sorrow, I'm lost and bare. Shadows of goodbye that linger on. In the depths of grief, I'm feeling so wrong. But your spirit lives on in the love we knew.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. I was having problems with my Wi-Fi and when I was recording that video, so I just figured, oh, the heck with it. I'll just go live. I want to get everyone's thoughts and opinions on what's going on in this case, and if any of you have ever heard of the Fetty brothers. Hey, Mark and Betty. Yeah, see, I've never heard of the Fetty Bros until I was watching this video here a little while ago, and I was trying to show the video in the premiere that I had recorded, but my Wi-Fi was screwing up, so it was just all like skipping and everything else. So I figured I would go ahead and show that video in a live.
In this video, I will detail motive number 1 of a series of events that took place in the fall of 2022. Specifically, I will introduce you all to what Pavarotti believes to be the missing puzzle piece or key to the motive here, and that is the Fetty Bros, a group of drug traffickers from Tacoma, Washington, who were sentenced to decades in prison on November 2nd, 2022 in federal court in Spokane. This was just 11 days before the attack. Now, this is all rather complex, but if you can follow along, I promise you will start to view this case with clarity and understanding. Do me a favor, if you learned something from this video, and if you haven't already, please go check out Pavarotti's channel. It's extremely well-researched, straight to the point content. I just want to make sure I give full credit to this creator because I wouldn't have made these connections myself. So consider this sort of a repackaging of his information with a bit of further elaboration from my own personal research. With all that said, let's get into this new info and how it connects directly to our victims. The sequence of events begins in northern Idaho in May of 2021 with these separate, tragic fentanyl-related deaths of 2 young men from Coeur d'Alene. On May 10th, 2021, 15-year-old Michael Stable took what looked like a Percocet and was poisoned by a lethal dose of fentanyl. Notwithstanding extensive life-saving efforts, the young man was pronounced dead as a result of a fentanyl overdose. Not long after Michael's death, on May 31st of 2021, 20-year-old Gabriel Casper was shot to death in a drug deal gone wrong. During the investigation into the teen's overdose death, the DEA identified a Matthew Holmberg as the likely supplier of the fentanyl pills that caused the young man's death. Moreover, Holmberg and his associate, Denon Fitterer Usher, were involved in the shooting death of Gabriel Casper. This victim was found in a pool of blood in the middle of the...
Now, see, this is the first time I'm hearing about any of these people in this case. Now, is it connected to the case or...
road with multiple gunshot wounds. Text messages confirmed that the victim had arranged to purchase counterfeit oxy pills laced with fentanyl from Holmberg. In their text messages, Holmberg and Fitterer Usher stated they saw the life leave the victim's body and described their attempts to destroy evidence after the shooting. Ultimately, Fitterer Usher admitted they shot the victim inside their car during a drug deal gone bad. According to Holmberg and Fitterer Usher, the victim pulled out a firearm during the drug transaction and attempted to rob Holmberg and Fitterer Usher. At this point, Fitterer Usher fired, killing the victim. When Holmberg and Fitterer Usher drove away, they left an actual trail of blood on the roadway caused by the victim's body hanging out of the car while they drove away from the shooting scene. During the investigation into Holmberg and Fitterer Usher, the DEA located the Snapchat moniker of Pac-Man 2021, through which the DEA and United States Postal Inspection Service identified the drug organization the Fetty Bros, which was a group of young men from Tacoma, as the primary source of supply to Holmberg and Fitterer Usher. Among other things, a number of suspicious packages were sent from the same Tacoma post office to Holmberg's home. This was the post office that the Fetty Bros frequented to send other packages containing drugs to Spokane, Alaska, and Arizona. According to court documents, there was also an informant involved in this case. Quote, a cooperating source also confirmed that the Fetty Bros drug trafficking organization had supplied Holmberg and Fitterer Usher with fentanyl. This source further confirmed that the Fetty Bros obtained large shipments of pills from a transnational cartel, end quote. During the spring and summer of 2021, Hunter Bo O'Mealy, age 19, Caleb Ryan Carr, age 23, and Matthew Gudino Pena, age 21, aka the Fetty Bros, used Snapchat and other social media to locate a source of supply originating in Mexico. The group traveled to Arizona and beyond to obtain deadly fentanyl pills and other drugs in 10,000 pack quantities and poured those drugs into the Spokane community and others. As they did so, defendants engaged in a violent lifestyle without remorse or concern for the impact of their actions on their communities or on those who used their deadly drugs. Throughout, defendants engaged in additional offenses to build their organization and conceal their crimes. Defendants Carr and O'Mealy, for example, illegally transported immigrants across the border to fund.
Now, Soul Child, have you ever heard of the Fetty Brothers or the Fetty Bros? This is the first time I'm ever hearing about them, yeah, as far as this case goes.
Their narcotics purchases from a transnational cartel. Defendants even involved a minor in transporting and shipping their fentanyl-laced drugs and utilized other Fetty Bros, including defendant Matthew Gudino Pena, to act as a security detail for their drug shipments. While immersed in this violent conspiracy, the organization amassed numerous firearms, including switches to convert their guns into fully automatic weapons. Then, to conceal their illegal conduct, defendants Carr and O'Mealy set up a luxury clothing brand to launder their drug proceeds. As it became clear that law enforcement may be tracking them, defendants fled to Arizona and attempted to obtain fake identifications to escape to Mexico. While in Arizona, defendants continued to amass firearms inside a housing complex comprised of mostly college students and located next to the University of Arizona campus. The defendants were arrested in October of 2021 in Arizona. During the investigation, law enforcement recovered large quantities of various types of narcotics from members of the trafficking organization. Narcotics that were seized during vehicle stops, package seizures, the execution of several search warrants, and a controlled buy. Most of these drugs were seized from August through September of 2021. As a reminder, the two Coeur d'Alene deaths were in May of 2021 and they were arrested in October. So this investigation moved pretty fast. But a closer review at the timeline of this investigation may shed some light on who this Coeur d'Alene informant may possibly be. Because on August 12th of 2021, Kara Kernodle, the mother of victim Xana Kernodle, caught 2 felony drug trafficking charges. This is just before the investigation into the Fetty Bros was really heating up, including a major bust on August 18th, just 6 days after Kara's arrest. On August 23rd, it looks like Kara was ordered into the custody of the sheriff. And I have to wonder if this is to exchange information or possibly set up a controlled buy with the Fetty Bros, who were suspects at the time. The fact that Kara Kernodle is in custody on drug trafficking charges during the investigation into this organization and in the same location where the investigation was initiated, coupled with the fact that her sentencing was postponed until November 17th of 2022, just 2 weeks after the Fetty Bros sentencing, strongly suggests that Kara is in fact the informant referenced in the court documents. Now, the Fetty Bros decided to plead guilty in May of 2022. A sentencing memorandum was filed on October 19th, 2022, and they were officially sentenced on November 2nd of 2022. O'Malley and Carr were sentenced to 240 months, which translates to 20 years, and Budina Pena to 196 months, which is about 16 years, for their respective roles in the conspiracy. But this is federal prison, so I do believe they have to serve at least 80% of that. So these guys are going away for a pretty long time. The sentences were announced in a DOJ press release dated November 4th of 2022, just about a week before the King Road massacre. Okay, so putting this all together, the Fetty Bros are from Tacoma, Washington, the same city where Jesse James Bailey and the Aryan Gang drug trafficking organization was operating until that mass indictment in March of 2023. Among those indicted were people from both Washington and Arizona. It's reasonable to deduce that this operation came in and took over after the Fetty Bros were arrested in October of 2021. Furthermore, if you'll recall that Demetrius Robinson, close associates with Emma Bailey, is also from Tacoma. Robinson is known to sell drugs with Bailey in the Moscow community, and his name has been associated with these murders. Emma Bailey and Demetrius Robinson were arrested in Centralia, Washington, which is in the Tacoma area, back in March of 2023 on charges associated with the fentanyl overdose death of U of I student Caden Young when they were on spring break in the Seattle area. The two spent, I believe, a couple months behind bars, but they were eventually let out and these charges were dropped, probably because they likely became informants and snitched on Jesse James Bailey, as this major drug bust was just a week after the two were arrested in the Tacoma area after Caden Young's death. So this points to a connection between Demetrius Robinson and the Aryan family prison gang. So we have all of these associates in Tacoma, Washington, involved in drug trafficking. The Fetty Bros sentenced to decades in prison, and if Kara is the informant, which the dates seem to point to the fact that she is, a pretty good case for revenge could be made. And this is why I think that Xana was targeted. But this is just one of various motives. And I intend to break down the other 2 motives that were put on the table by Pavarotti in the coming weeks. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll talk to you next week.
So, what do we think, guys? We all have our own thoughts and our own opinions on what's going on with this case. What do you guys in chat think about what's going on in this case? Thank you. Good to see you too. Like my name change? What do you guys think what's going on in this case? See, personally, guys, I'm trying to figure out exactly where Brian fits into this case. And so far, I don't see him fitting anywhere in this case at all. I really don't. I don't see Brian fitting into this case. Because for him to fit in the case, you have to have a motive. And I don't see a motive. Now, I know the prosecution don't have to have a motive, but the jury is going to want a motive. And is there actually a motive? I don't see one. Hey, John. See, just like, I give Ben Mogan all the props in the world for his GoFundMe, because his GoFundMe is not as out of hand as the Gonzalez's GoFundMe, where they're wanting what, $75,000, and Ben is just wanting 15. And I see, I would support Ben Mogan's GoFundMe. I really would. I wouldn't support the Gonzalez's. What do you guys think about that? Because Ben, he's not wanting all that much money. I mean, he's already almost at his goal of 15,000. He's sitting at 10,000. But if you look at the Gonzalez's, they're wanting 75,000, and they're about $15,000 away. And see, what I'm trying to figure out is why are 10 people going? Very good answer, Esther. None of my business. I don't care. I don't donate. Very, very good comment, Outcast Alert. It is sad event. There are so many questions. They don't need a motive, though. They need to prove he is indeed the person liable beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, can they actually prove it beyond a reasonable doubt? Because all they have is circumstantial evidence right now. Now, here's the thing with that. Yeah, they were offered free housing and free food for the entire trial. But why 10 people? Now, Ben Mogan, he's only wanting 15,000, so it's more likely just going to be him and Corey Hatrock going. But you have Steve, Christy, Levia, her husband, plus this other retired couple that's a part of the family, and then more likely Autumn is going and Steve Jr. is going, and well, we all know that Olivia and her husband have three or four kids. Who's going to be watching the kids? Are the kids going to be left in Latah County with another family member for them to watch during the trial? That's one thing we need to think about. Is why 10 people? Why not just Steve Christy and maybe Steve Christy, the kids, Olivia, Autumn, and Steve Jr. Oh, they're taking the dogs also? My God. And they're saying that they're gonna have to miss work and they're gonna have to pay bills, because they still have bills to pay. Very good question, Outcast Alert. So the question I think is, why do we all still question so many details left undone? The gag order sucks. That's a fact. That is a fact, Outcast. The gag order does suck. What does truly connect Brian, uh, like some secret mystery? Wild. Well, and then we heard the I don't know if we heard the interview with Nancy Grace and Steve Gonzalez, and Steve Gonzalez like literally said that Brian has studied criminology for centuries, or criminology for centuries. Like Brian's 100 years old. Like Brian's this undercover vampire. Thank you, Soul Child. Yeah, I was thinking, what the F? Dogs? Yes. Yes, she does, Soul Child. Yes, she does. But you had Steve G saying that Brian studied criminology for centuries. Like, what the heck? It's like they're trying to say he's 100 years old. He's not immortal. I don't think he's not a vampire. I don't think. And then he tried to allude that Brian was plotting this murder in his home, in his room in Pennsylvania, before he moved to Pullman. Like, he'd probably never even heard of Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogen, Xander Knoll, and Ethan Chapin when he was still living in Pennsylvania. So how could he plot to murder them in Pennsylvania before moving to Pullman when he's more than likely never heard of them? Yeah, I wish we had the correct victimology for one. I wish we knew what really happened prior to Corner Club. Even then, and the night before, I wish we knew why Christy G would not go to the King Road house. Exactly, Brian. I wouldn't ask for anything, but that's just me. But my view on this conflicted. Let them have $1 million. If people want to donate, that's everyone's choice if they want to give or not. And see, here's another thing, guys. You have a family member calling your phone stating that Kaylee was shot in the face at a party, allegedly, but yet you're not getting off your ass to go check on your daughter. You would rather sit around the house all day, watch football. When you see this stuff unfolding on TV at the King Road house, you get this call saying that she was shot at a party. And you're not halfway to Moscow, which was only like what 2 hours away from Rafton where they were living at. But yet you're gonna sit around and wait around for sheriff's officers to come to your door in the evening time to let you know, hey, your daughter's no longer living. That's just the part that don't make sense to me, guys. Really, it don't make sense to me. You're gonna sit around all day watching football, and you're getting these calls. Something is happening to your daughter. You're seeing it on TV, and you're not doing nothing. Jasmine Kernodle, she got the call. She was already at the house. She calls her dad, Jeff, who is like halfway out of uh, Idaho. He turns around, drives back to the house, and then you have Maisie Chapin and Hunter Chapin there at the house. Yeah, you have the parent Stacy and her husband who had just left college for Parents Weekend coming back to the house. Now I'm not sure if Ben Mogan was at the house, but you're getting phone calls stating that something had happened to your daughter. And you're not getting up off the couch from watching football, and you're seeing the house on TV because Christy turned the news on, uh, and you're seeing this on TV, and you're not leaving the house. You're not going to check on your daughter. You're just going to sit around the house and wait for the sheriff's officers to show up and tell you. Can't be a monthly paying fan for someone like you like only on OnlyFans. I mean, I have no idea, but only thing I can see is a prior knowing of at least one of them. Yeah, yes, exactly, Esther. All were scared. Weird they stayed home. Yes, exactly. Uh, what do you think is fake, Esther? Yes, and this whole, oh well, he touched the Wi-Fi to the house. He touched the Wi-Fi to the house. I don't think he touched the Wi-Fi to the house. I really don't, guys. Oh yeah, like going on her LinkedIn, checking her LinkedIn. Yeah, that's a possibility, Esther. But it's this whole thing, guys. I'm c- Outcast. I kind of wonder sometimes. I really do. Yeah, I just kind of wonder sometimes. The whole psyop thing, so to speak. I really do. I wonder sometimes. Yeah, this whole thing has just got me like, what the heck? But I will tell you one thing, guys. I want to get y'all's thing. I'm designing a new T-shirt for the store. What do you guys think? That's gonna be that's gonna be up within the next week and a half on the store for this channel. Soul Child, you liking the new shirt coming? I got that one coming, and I got this one. Well, I'm either gonna do this clown on this shirt or that clown. But yeah, like you were saying, that this really is a beautiful picture. Oh, it's already went up $1,000 since I last checked. But yeah, since I last checked, guys, this went up 1,000. It was at 10,000 something. Now it's at 11,000. But we also have the Gonzaleses that are wanting $75,000, which I'm not trying to knock the Gonzaleses. I know that they're going through a lot right now with the loss of their daughter, and I just wonder sometimes that they act like greedy grifters. But I'm not trying to knock them or anything. But it's just the way they act sometimes. Hey, have you guys ever heard of a die buck box?
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So you're probably wondering, what is a Dybbuk box? Apparently, these are boxes with demon spirits trapped inside them, sealed with candle wax, and they're being sold on eBay. Now, what are the chances that these things are real? Probably slim to none. I tried talking Bree into joining this video with me, and if you're familiar with my channel or you've seen our dark web mystery box video, you know how she felt about being there in that situation. So you probably understand why she didn't want anything to do with me checking out a demon box being sold on the internet. All right, first things first, what would a scary video be without the head cam? Let's light this candle. Now the mood is set to be nice and spooky for you guys. I'm pretty sure this is fake, but there's always that what if in the back of your mind. What if there really was a spirit captured and I have it sitting in my house right now? I also received a little letter inside the package, so let me read this to you guys so you can get the full understanding of what happens when you order one of these items. Dear buyer, thank you for your purchase. This Dybbuk box was put together by a practicing witch of the black arts. Please be warned that tampering with a Dybbuk box can result in demonic attachment, so I highly recommend if you are buying this item, you are adding it to your collection and not tampering with it. People who have opened Dybbuk boxes in the past have had results affecting their personal lives in many negative ways. Please be aware that Dybbuk boxes are not toys. They contain evil, dark, and dangerous energies to have around you, your household, or life. Even bringing it into your home can cause unexpected activity, occurrences, and attachments, so please handle these items appropriately. It is unknown what spirit or demon was trapped at the time of the ceremony, so please take this letter seriously. Please do not open. From the Hunter of Souls. Ooh. All right, so here's what's going to happen. So the first thing that I'm going to test out this box with is a EMF detector. This is a ghost meter, but it actually does detect electromagnetic frequencies, electromagnetic fields. So I've tested this out. It works on the light switches on the wall. It works on like plug outlets. This thing will pick up electromagnetic energies. And if you're holding it in the air, if it starts beeping while it's in the air, it's said to say that there is some kind of electro energy around you, and that's what's making it beep. All right, guys, so this is actually my first time trying any of these tests on the box. I wanted to include you guys and do it at the same time with you. So let's give this a shot. Let's see if it picks up any kind of electromagnetic readings out of this box. So here we go. The meter is now at 0 on the EMF reader, and I am going to scan around the box. And if it starts beeping, that means that it's picking up some kind of electromagnetic energy. Nothing so far like I assumed. It's pretty much just a box.
That should be your first warning sign.
So that's pretty interesting. This thing is very accurate, and I am a little bit nervous right now because it's reacting to this box. Right there, right there. It's like dead center in the box. And the thing that's really like creeping me out is when I move the box away, it stops detecting it. So I know it's not like any of my camera equipment or anything. Check this out. Stopped. And when I put the box closer, there it is again. So that means either there's some kind of electric current inside of here or some kind of technology that could be making this beep, or B, there is actually some kind of energy. Well, there's definitely an energy coming from this box. Oh, and you know what? Let me show you guys like underneath the table so you don't think there's like something stuck to the bottom of the table. That's why I got this thing on, so I can let you guys see what I see. So test 1 out of 2 so far gave me some kind of result. That doesn't mean that it's a demon in the box. Doesn't mean that there's a spirit in there. It could, but as of this moment right now, I'm just going to assume that there's something in the box that would be triggering the EMF. I'm very curious as to what is in the box now. I'm not 100% as to whether or not I'm going to open it. I'm going to try the next test out. More than likely, I'll probably open it because I really don't believe there's anything that's going to haunt me from inside this box. That's just me. But I do want to know what's making the EMF detector go off. So, all right, next up, we're going to try the good old spirit box for a moment here. Hopefully you guys can see on the overhead view what's going on. Just turn this guy on. Are you angry that you've been locked inside this box for so long? I heard something right there. If this is a spirit trying to communicate, do you want to hurt people? That was pretty clear. I heard some whispering. I'm definitely going to have to analyze that in the post-editing.
Yeah, we agree too, Soul Child. How can one person walk into a house with 6 cars sitting out front? Not knowing if they are awake, asleep, somebody's up walking around. And we also know that Kathy Mabbitt can't be trusted because, she has told us in the past that they all were asleep. And we know that not to be true now because Xana was up on her TikTok app. She had a DoorDash order. So, what in this case is real and what in this case is false? Because of this gag order, we don't know. And we truly don't. And my puppy is whining. Oh, Trip has a new video out.
You could spend your time looking for the perfect side hustle, or you could go to Printful.com. Printful empowers you to sell custom products online with no risk or upfront investment, and from the comfort of your living room. All you
There we go.
and start selling. We'll take care of all the production, packing, and shipping for you.
In today's brand new Moscow, Idaho investigation video, we are going to discuss the Idaho 4, the University of Idaho, Pavarotti, and so much more. Now, without further ado, let's see what I have to say for myself this time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crime Circus. My name's Drip Drop, and I'll be your host as always. Thank you for the warm welcome back. However, I never really left. I've been behind the scenes investigating this case deep. Yeah, you could call it a deep dive. So I'd like to welcome you back to Crime Circus. I'm happy to have you here. Let's jump right into this episode. I wasn't sure which college I wanted to attend, but I've made my choice. I'm thinking of going undercover at the University of Idaho and infiltrating Sigma Chi. And I've heard they have a fight club that's underground. And I don't know how to fight, but I will do whatever it takes to solve this case. If Sigma Chi wants to give me a beatdown underground so I can see what's really going on down there, I'm willing to do that. But just know, I fight dirty. Yeah, no rules. Anyways, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get justice for Xana, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee. They deserve justice, and we all deserve justice. We've been
Yes, we do. We all deserve justice, and so do they.
following this case for a really long time. We've been lied to, manipulated, deceived, and we don't want to take it anymore. We need answers. We really do. I've seen in other cases, mothers will go deep undercover and sleep with their daughter's killer to try to obtain evidence.
Oh my God.
And it doesn't always work either. But we're going to try to do what we have to do, okay? Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. I wouldn't want to do it alone. It's scary. And you know, I'll need money for tuition, books, meals, lodging. Hopefully I can get posted up inside of a Sigma Chi dorm. I'd really like to search for one of the K-Bar knives that they're hiding inside of that building. But just to be very clear, I'm not starting a GoFundMe. I'm not asking for any money. I will be funding this all by myself. I'll be picking up a job while I'm there, maybe at Dutch Bros. Maybe at the Mad Greek. Maybe even the grub truck would hire me. What do you think? I can cook some mac and cheese.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I think I would like the carbonara.
Okay.
The carbonara.
The carbonara mac of the week.
Here, I'll grab it for you.
Excellent.
And if none of those places want to hire me, okay, I'll just do some door slashing. I mean dashing. Yeah, door dashing. A side hustle. Make a little extra
slashing?
money. Because this world's getting really expensive, ladies and gentlemen. You know it is. However, if you really want to, and you insist on helping me, you can donate to me inside of the Cash App. Cash symbol Crime Circus. And you can find me on Patreon or YouTube membership, links down below. And if you don't want to support and you just want to watch this, well, thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. We're all on the same mission. We need justice and we need it now. We need to know who passed away these 4 beautiful humans. Whoever did it can't just get away with it. And we know it wasn't Brian Kohberger.
Yep.
We know it. He's innocent. We've seen no proof Brian Kohberger did it. If you think he did, prove it. The prosecution can't even prove it. Ann Taylor has requested 18 requests for discovery. She
Yep.
claims she's received it all now. Well, I'm still doubtful. As far as we know, she hasn't had time to review the extra 328 gigabytes that she just received. She probably could use somebody like me on her team. What do you think? I'm a pretty good investigator, but I'm not the best. Pavarotti? He is the best.
The false fingering of one Brian Koberger.
What?
Fingering of one Brian Koberger.
But we'll get to that. Yeah, we will. However, first and foremost, this situation, the happenings, the unalivings, the slayings, the tragedy that happened at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho on November 13th, 2022, that's the most important thing in all of our lives. It really is. More important than birthdays, more important than bills, more important than anything. And that's why you're watching this right now. Because you feel me, and I feel you. I'm an empath, but I think you can already tell that. This case affects me greatly. It's even destroyed some of my relationships out here in the real world, outside of YouTube, outside of the internet. Idaho 4 is the real world. So, let's see what else we have to say for ourselves in this episode. You may have noticed the hoodie I'm wearing. I've always wanted to be a vandal. Well, at least for the last year and a half I have. Now let's do a little search on the internet and see what vandal stands for. Let's read the definition.
Vandal, a person who deliberately destroys or damages public or private property. Example: the rear window of the car was smashed by vandals.
Oh my God. I didn't exactly know that that's what a vandal really was. But once I move to Moscow, I'm going to be the best damn vandal I can be. We can vandalize some things together, ladies and gentlemen. And
I knew what a vandal was. I was a vandal when I was a teenager.
maybe even still go magnet fishing with Upchurch down in that pond and see if the K-bar knife is being hidden down there. It might be. Some people have told me a K-bar knife isn't even magnetic, so a magnet wouldn't even get it out of the pond. So it looks like we're going to have to do an actual real-life deep dive in that pond without a magnet, just with some goggles on and hold our breath and get down to the bottom and sift through the mud, dirt, and whatever else we find down there. Some intelligent individuals have theorized that there was a kill kit used in this case. And that's scary. I wouldn't even know what one of those things looks like. But people have speculated that's what was used in this case. We know Brian Koberger didn't have one of those. He was a PhD student. Really good grades, well liked by the professors, and a real ladies magnet, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm wondering if one of you out there watching this video right now would consider going there with me, going undercover at the University of Idaho, and being my study buddy.
What?
Because I'm going to need some help blending in.
Crazy.
I don't want them to recognize who I am. I don't want to look out of place. I don't want to look sus. And I may not be able to pass all of the college courses on my own.
I would go with Drip Drop.
I don't have the highest IQ, but I know a lot of my audience does. So leave a comment down below if you're interested in this adventure. If you're interested, please leave your information down below. All relevant information, such as your qualifications, name, location, birth date, social security number, home telephone number, cell phone number, email, Facebook, MySpace page, whatever you want to leave for me down below. I'll be reading every single comment on this video. And I'll be responding to as many as possible. So I'll see you down there. Anyways, seriously, moving right along. Last year around this exact time in October, my pal Chucky did an exposure piece on Sigma Chi. Link down below. If you haven't seen it, you can see the thumbnail on the screen right now. Surprisingly, Chucky is one heck of an investigator. My mind still gets blown when I watch those episodes. Chucky did 2 episodes. They're both on the Crime Circus cult. Anyways, the deets are on point. The facts are for real. It's well researched, and Sigma Chi has at least 2 K-bars in their possession. I guarantee you, law enforcement did not confiscate nor even search the building for a K-bar knife. However, if I'm able to infiltrate Sigma Chi, I will look through the dorm. I will look in all their hidden spaces. I will befriend them, and I will try to get to the bottom of who knows what and who did what. And who were those 4 or 5 individuals running from the crime scene that we saw on the body camera footage? Who were they? What were they doing and where were they going? Well, they were running towards Sigma Chi. Yeah, they were. Yeah. Now, let's discuss the recent hearing where Bryan Kohberger was transferred to Boise, Idaho. Yeah, for those of you that don't know and you haven't been keeping up with this case, the court case has been transferred to Boise. That's about 5 or 6 hours south of Moscow, Idaho, depending on how fast you're driving and traffic, etc. Let's look at a little clip from the hearing. Look at the way that Bryan Kohberger is looking at Ann Taylor. Do you see that? Do you see the chemistry? Am I seeing things? I don't know. But I can sense some chemistry happening in the courtroom. You can tell Bryan Kohberger really admires Ann Taylor.
Unleash your creativity with Creative Fabrica, your go-to place for all of your print on demand.
And you can tell he probably thinks she's quite beautiful. They may even be in love after all of this time. Ann Taylor has come to realize her client is actually factually innocent. Not just not guilty, but actually innocent. That's a lot of weight on Ann Taylor's shoulders to carry.
Exactly. He is 100% innocent. He don't fit anywhere in this case.
To know that Bryan Kohberger's life literally depends on her abilities in the courtroom. Luckily, she's running up the state of Idaho's defense fund to save her client's life. Yeah. And yes, I should be on the defense team defending and helping research because I'm really good. But honestly, she could really use Pavarotti even more than me. Yeah, I said it and I meant it. For those of you that haven't been following this case, watching every single video and staying up to date on who's who and which YouTuber you can trust and which one you can't, well, I'll tell you, you pretty much can't trust anybody at all. You really can't. There's a lot of snakes slithering. But I came across this YouTuber. He calls himself Pavarotti. He seems to either possess super secret inside information in this case, or he is the best investigator in the world with a really high IQ that has apparently solved this case and put all the puzzle pieces together. It's quite scary. He gives me chills.
Before I get started on this one, I just want to send a shout out to my guy Drip Drop. Drip Drop is
Hey Heather, how
awesome,
you doing?
and y'all all know who he is. And just keep your eye out for Drip Drop because he knows what I know.
You see, he's linked this all back to the drug-dealing Aryan Brotherhood. And for those of you that don't know, the Cult of Odin is an offshoot of the Aryan Brotherhood. So we've been traveling down different paths to the same conclusion this whole time. Cult of Odin and Aryan Brotherhood are basically one in the same. And for those of you that don't know, you're about to know. Steve G's brother, Nathan, Kaylee G's uncle, Nathan, is serving a really long time in prison for passing away a man. And that man had links to the Cult of Odin. I linked all of that together in a previous episode. I'm going to put the thumbnail on the screen right now. It's all linked. It's all intermingled. It's all starting to make so much more sense than Bryan Kohberger, the incel, did it. We know Bryan Kohberger's not an incel. We know that there's a lot of viewers watching this right now that have a crush on Bryan Kohberger. They view him as Jensen Ackles. Yes, you do. It's true. Anyways, moving right along. let's not make this show too awkward or uncomfortable. This is serious. Super serious. I don't know who this guy is or how he knows so much information in this case or how he's linked all the puzzle pieces together. But I can understand why he wears sunglasses and a beanie. It's a really good disguise, and I hope nobody ever finds out who he is because he's risking his life and he's putting his family's life in danger by exposing all of the information that he's exposing. It's very brave, and I only wish I could be half that brave, but I just do what I can. I'm exhausted from having to move so many times this year. I really pissed off the Cult of Odin. Why do you think they sent me a broken clown doll in the mail? That was quite terrifying. And I won't be accepting any fan mail from here on out. Too risky, too dangerous. But for those of you that did send me things, thank you. You are very kind and generous, and you'll never be forgotten, and you're forever appreciated. And Baby Drip loves you too. We all just want justice for Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, and Xana. They passed away in a really brutal way, in a cartel type of way. And it disgusts me to know that an innocent man is locked up in a cage right now. It's quite terrifying. As the Cult of Odin, the Aryan Brotherhood, and the cartel roam these streets freely among us. Yeah, they're in all states, all countries, everywhere, at all times. Even in your town. And we can't forget about Richard Allen. We know he's innocent. And we know the Cult of Odin is responsible for passing away little Abby and Libby underneath the bridge.
Oh yeah, we already know that the Cult of Odin is involved in that murder.
We know Richard Allen didn't do it. He couldn't have done it. The whole case is falling apart, and the judge is sus to us. She's not even allowing Richard Allen to have a defense in the courtroom. The FBI released a 12-page document titled The Odin Report. Yeah, it's for real. And the defense isn't even allowed to mention it at trial. They're not even allowed to mention the Cult of Odin. So we must mention it for him. Also, the FBI said Ron Logan was the guy in the bridge. The height matches. Richard Allen's doesn't. Richard Allen is a very short man, not even tall enough to ride a roller coaster. Ron Logan was tall, and you can see him in the video. Really, it's all so sus to us. And Franklin Tyrone Tucker in Key West, Florida is an innocent man. He hasn't been convicted. It's been 7 years that he's been locked up. He needs our help. He needs our bravery. He needs us to raise more awareness. And I'm going to link a playlist down below for Franklin's case. He's a good man, and he will beat his case because there's no evidence against him. But he needs you, and he needs me. So let's get to it. And I do want you to know that there's a really good website with a lot of information in regards to Richard Allen. It's called justiceforjohnbenetramsey.blogspot.com. Yeah, that's a mouthful. No, it doesn't make any sense because this is about Richard Allen and the URL is for John Bonet. It's sus to us, but there's a lot of good information there. And I read the information presented often. Do you care about innocent people or not? You probably don't, but you really should. This isn't just for entertainment. If you think so, you're disgusting. A lot of you watching this right now really need to start putting out better energy into the universe. It won't cost you anything, and it's self-rewarding because it'll come back to pay you back 10 times. Anyways, that might be over a lot of your heads. I don't know. Some of you watching this have a super high IQ. I hope to read your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this case, and let me know if you want to see a sequel to this video. I've been working a really long time on a special project for Idaho 4. It's just been super delayed because I'm a perfectionist, and I have a lot going on behind the scenes. So, on that note, if you want to support Crime Circus, you want to support Baby Drip or me, Drip Drop, you know how to do it. There's links down below for all of that. I appreciate your support, donations, tips, whatever you want to do. It really means a lot to me. And until next time, remember to stay safe out there because you know it's a dangerous world.
Now, Heather, have you seen that video earlier where you were getting bashed? And you can ask Soul Child, Heather. I defended you in a premiere I did. Let's see here. Well, I defended you, Heather.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos, wondering why you can't find the motivation to do the things.
Jaguar Wright has been vindicated by Rihanna's former publicist on her claims about Jay-Z and Diddy. Rihanna's former publicist, Jonathan Hay, has spoke out about his time when he worked as a publicist for an underage Rihanna, and he has been alleging that he was questioned by the feds about Jay-Z's alleged relationship with an underage Rihanna. Jonathan Hay claimed that back in 2005, the FBI came to him claiming that they were investigating Jay-Z for an alleged incident that happened with R. Kelly, and they wanted to ask him about a rumor that had been going around about Jay-Z being in a relationship with an underage Rihanna. Jonathan Hay said that when all of this Diddy stuff broke, he started to rethink everything that happened to him when he worked for an underage Rihanna and how the feds came to question him about Jay-Z's alleged relationships with underage females. He then started to question, was he really involved in something nefarious that he didn't know about when he worked for an underage Rihanna? Because Jay-Z does have relationships with people like Diddy, R. Kelly, who he also said the feds brought up back in 2005 for an incident that happened between R. Kelly and Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's connection to Harvey Weinstein. After exposing everything that happened to him back in 2005 and when he worked with Rihanna, he then met with Jaguar Wright because he heard all of her claims that she has been saying about Jay-Z. Jonathan Hay said Jaguar Wright has connected a lot of the dots that people have been afraid to talk about and have wondered for years. And now I have just exclusively talked to Jonathan Hay, who is standing up for all of Jaguar Wright's claims, claiming that they have proof that Jay-Z is connected to all these nefarious people. So why isn't he being questioned? So I'm going to go ahead and roll y'all.
Here, hold on, Heather. If you haven't seen it, here it goes.
Okay, folks. Now I'm going to go on and monetize this one because I've just wasted my entire Sunday. I was going to bring you part 5 of my series today, but I've been dealing with, complete morons. And I know I put the video out earlier on AR Hater, who is, I'm just going to say it because now he's posted this community post showing how stupid he is. And he's I just got to say, anybody that goes and watches this moron, they better be doing it for charity, because that's the only way you can. That's the only reason I'm going to continue to watch him, but I'm going to do it for charity, and that's it, AR, because you're stupid. Sorry, man. You posted this crap on a community post now, trying to prove that I'm doctoring things. Well, I'm about to show you, dummy. And that's not even you that's come up with this, man. It's that Heather Fitzgerald. I know I read her comments in that other guy's video the other night. She kept saying it over and over. And I've seen her put the crap out before. Nobody cares to hear her either. But now you've jumped on their train, and it's basically like you're Vivian now. You're a guilter. Just go on and admit it. Tell everybody how you really feel. As soon as you went on the Drunk Turkey show, he convinced you Kohberger's guilty, guy. And you've been a guilter ever since you went on that show, and everybody knows it. So stop coming out and playing like you're on Brian Kohberger's side and side of justice. You're a guilter just like the rest of them, and now you're trying to grift. Just be honest. Now, you want to put a community post out suggesting that I change case numbers? Well, I'm about to make you look stupid, dude. And how many times do I have to do this, AR? Do you remember how you and I first got into this conversation together? Yeah, I did a video talking about TF's furlough. You went on, I believe, probably the same idiot's channel, and you did some bad smack talking about me, talking about how furloughs work and how much you know about the system. And you forced me to do a video showing that you were stupid. And you completely came out after that video and said, gosh, I'm sorry, Pavarotti, I didn't mean, you're right, and I need to think about it. No, you didn't think about nothing, dude. You learned nothing the first time because you're back just doing the same stupid stuff. And you got me mad now because I've wasted my Sunday, and I could have been bringing good information about this case that people want to hear instead of dealing with your crap. But instead, now I've got people questioning my credibility over your stupidness. Here you go, bud. Okay, here's his little community post. Why people question whether I have proof or receipts. Do you really think I would speak if I didn't? Now, let's look at his receipts. He's talking about case numbers for TF on his arrest up in Spokane. Jay Embry shows and states TF Farley's case numbers are 221029961. In this video, when you actually go to the court website, case number is 221029962. He's changing the numbers. That ain't even your information, guy. That is Heather Fitzgerald, and you're both stupid. Here we go. You ready? Here's the truth, folks. When we go to Washington courts and we do our people search and we look up a certain name over here, you'll see it pulls up all of his Washington arrests from Kitsap down to Bremerton Municipal Court. Wow, look at this one, 5/17/2024. So this was in May. Goodness, he's getting judgments against him, and he's supposed to be in the penitentiary. Believe that one? Jefferson District Court. Oh, 11/14/2022. The heck did this one come from? I'm finding stuff I've never even seen before. Lower Kittas District Court. Oh, wait, you know what? Because these are not him. You have to study the cases to even know who he is. Oh, is it TMF? Oh, yes, it is. TMF, defendant, court info, 11/23/2022, case number 221029961. They're Vivian. I'm sorry, I mean AR Hayes. Now let's go ahead and go over here and do this. Oh, boom, shaka, boom, boom. Now, when you pull up the Superior Court case information, you'll see it says case number up here, 221029962. Well, I'll be danged. Well, maybe it's the state records that seem to be off a little bit. Or is that another arrest over there that for some reason I can't look at because that FBI number is hiding it from our site for some reason? AR Hayes, you're AR stupid, man. and you didn't even come up with that information yourself. You're using that Heather Fitzgerald, which is just a byproduct of the Gilter community with Vivian and Get a Clue. Y'all are all one group now, I guess. Dude, don't bring my name up again because you are pathetic. Now, AR, just to close this out, because I'm not going to waste any more time discrediting your stupidness. I don't have to. I believe everybody that watches this will know just how dumb you really are right now. And if they continue to watch it, I don't know what. But just in case, I think I may go one step further. I'm not going to waste my research time on it too much. One day when I have a little bit of time, I think I'm going to go back through. So you better get rid of them if you don't want me to. But I think I'm going to go back through some of your videos where you discuss how you've been in contact with Kara. And I'm going to take a look at the dates on those and the dates on her mini arrest up in Airway Heights. And I'm willing to bet that she wasn't even incarcerated when you were talking that stuff and lying like you were in contact with her. And then I will really expose you. May go ahead and expose the other moron too. But only if I have a little extra time and I'm feeling froggy. Pavarotti's out.
That was not okay. I agree with you, Soul Child. Yeah. AR is my brother, and that was not okay. Heather, you're one of my mods and a friend, and that was not okay. Very true. Yes, Soul Child. That is a very good statement. We are a community. Okay, Heather, who is he? Oh, Soul Child, don't be sorry. I agree with you. 100%. I agree with you. We are a community. Yep. Is Kane still alive, Heather? Yes, that is very true. We can all have our own differing thoughts, opinions, and theories. But the name calling has got to go. Yes, Heather, I know. You're kind of watching both. Guilt or Prober don't matter to me. It was manual. But Heather, you missed the unveiling of a new T-shirt for the merch store. Oh yeah, very true, Heather. Hey, Manuel. Yeah, I got a hat coming with I got a hat design that's going to go on it too. I've got that one and I've got this one. Yeah, Andy, that's going to be in my merch store soon, here in the next week and a half. Yes, yes, that is very true, Janet. He did. Yep. Let's see here.
I constantly have to worry about getting hacked or having.
When she married that billionaire, all of that was going on when Diddy was harassing her.
Oh.
Because he's been harassing her for years.
Real life. It ain't real life. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
What are your thoughts on Janet Jackson?
That's a hard one. I love Janet. And I also know that Janet came up in a time where she was trying to find her own independence and trying to find her own voice. And she wasn't going to let her daddy do to her what he did to her brother Michael. Janet is strong, she's smart, she's fierce, and she's loyal. She's a Taurus. You know, her birthday is May 19th. She's a Taurus. But the fact that her bisexuality is still being hidden. The fact that the real reason behind her relationship with Jermaine Dupri is still so elusive. You know, why she left Jermaine Dupri to marry
a billionaire,
that billionaire, and to have a baby and then get divorced and then be seen with Jermaine Dupri again. Kind of like Ashton Kutcher leaving Mila Kunis and then going off with Demi Moore and then
Thank
coming
you,
back
Heather.
to
I'll
Mila
show him.
Kunis.
I'll show them
You know,
in a second. Hey,
there's a lot of
Purple.
entrapment relationships. There's a lot of setup relationships. There's a lot of stuff.
And let me ask this, because we live in a world of truth now, and
But
I know.
meanwhile, when she married that billionaire, all of that was going on when Diddy was harassing her.
Oh.
Because he's been harassing her.
Oh, shit.
For years.
Janet? Damn.
And they won't talk about it.
I can see him.
So when I hear Orlando bringing up the Janet Jackson thing and saying it in his little code word, I know what that means. I know what he's saying. But the truth is Janet is under heavy scrutiny. She did what she had to do to survive. She's strong. It's just that Jackson family stigma.
And rest in peace, Tito Jackson. But Janet just did an interview saying that in Good Times, because she was a little more developed as a child, they were questioning of even keeping her on the Good Times show, as far as her, she was
developing.
Yeah, they were developing fast. When it comes to Hollywood, what does that say to, again, we see the Weinstein stories, we see these stories, but what does that say to a Hollywood producer who says, oh, she's developing fast? Well, how can we mitigate it? How can we stop it? And this is back in, Good Times is, rest in peace, John Amos. I
hope he can.
Damn.
I hope he can rest in peace.
Damn. What?
I hope.
This is John Amos. This is good.
I hope he can. Like, listen to me. That whole situation with his death is weird.
What is this? Very weird.
It's weird. And I'm sick and tired of people chalking elderly people dying unexpectedly up to, oh, well, he was old. He lived a long way. Old people are supposed to die. Yeah, when it's their time. We ain't talking about when people are making it people's time, like with Clarence Avon.
Yeah.
Viable human beings, thriving human beings, regardless of what age they are. John Amos was doing fine. And then there was some arguments in his family. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, no, the fact that his daughter said, I found out when y'all found out on social
because
media.
the other son was over there doing some other stuff. And then the one son was...
It brings up questions. That's all it does. It brings up, to say he passed in August and via October is when it's TMZ or when it's reported.
And he died in August. He been dead all this time. Sounds a lot like my old manager, Richard Nichols, who they said was already dead, but didn't die for a few weeks. Sounds like the numbers didn't add up and they just needed to hold it. It's weird. Weird.
There was another unexpected passing that I just found out about the other day, that Angelo passed.
Yeah.
He was on the couch.
Yeah.
Great guy, very informative.
Yeah.
Do you know, is there any details about that? Or how did that make you feel?
There will be none.
Oh.
I wish I could tell everyone what happened to my friend. But the family's not talking about it, and I'm not going to talk about it. They didn't feel the need to release his cause of death. And I'm going to respect that. But what I will say is when he passed away, there was $250,000 on my head and $150,000 on his.
Wow.
That's all I can say.
Real life.
Okay, now let's get into this one. too close. The court finds probable cause exists to believe the accused committed the offense charges. Defendant shall be in custody of Spokane. No bond shall be accepted, reserved. So this is the arrest warrant for Tyson Farley out of Spokane. Now check the dates, guys. November 23rd, 2022. Disturbing the peace. Possible altered driver's license. Assault, resist, MIP, MAL, MIS, invalid. 96, 2005, Idaho. Failed to provide proof of insurance out of Lake Tahoe County, Idaho, was with an active warrant. Stop, leave scene of damage accident. Has a pretrial hearing scheduled for November 29th, 2022. Methamphetamine, amphetamine, possession of controlled substance, and para from September 2022 with an active, looks like felony. Now, does it show it in this one, Heather? Because this is the second one you sent me. Paul Harley. Death or age. Release conditions. Appear at all court dates. Regularly contact his or her attorney. Commit no criminal law violations. Obey any and all court orders in effect, and if under supervision. Defendant waived extradition to Idaho and was returned on 11/30/2022. Criminal history. Criminal history is listed above. DUI, disturbing the peace. Assault, resist. Oh, yes, Janet, I totally agree with you. The names calling needs to stop. I totally agree with you. Okay, the last three you sent me. Yeah, Heather, all the dates are in November 2022. So here we go. Mhm. What do I look at? Okay, case number. And what's the case number? I don't see it, Heather. Okay. Case number. What's the case number, Heather? There we go. Is that it, Heather? There we go. I found it. Thank you, Heather. Yep. At 1:30. Now that here's an interesting one, Heather. There was one today, or no, actually yesterday. Yeah, I see the case above his. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I see that. Evergreen Regional Properties LLC. You are very correct. You are correct, Heather. The one above him is for regional, Evergreen Regional Properties. Yep. The other number that he shows was oh yeah. Yeah, he was arrested on November 22nd. Yeah, Soul Child, I think that was one of the LLCs that owned all the properties. Yeah, Heather. I don't find anything about TF being arrested on the 10th. Let's check the 11th. Nope. Okay, I lost him again. Dang it. Oh, yeah. Oh, crap, Heather. Oh, hey, Heather, guess what I found? Eagle Point Apartment LLC. Eagle Point Apartment LLC. Yep. Yeah, Eagle. And they were supposed to be in court yesterday. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, Soul Child, they were shady as crap. Yeah, I know where you're going, Heather. I know where you're going. Yep. Oh, yeah. But I'm gonna get off here, guys. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here. I've been live for exactly 2 hours. I wanted to welcome the new mod, Soul Child. And I hope everyone has a good Monday. No, I don't think so either, Soul Child. But I hope everyone has a good Monday. This is Robert with True Crime Podcast, and I'm out, guys. Have a good night. Peace.